So, guys, this is Nick, also known as the Progressive Martial Artist, and I saw a story in the Guardian that has me greatly worried, and it kind of infuriates me because we are seeing the next step of media coverage regarding the massive multiracial working class Black Lives Movement protest that's going on. So, for the last few weeks, we have seen them um, have a media blackout on this protest. The only time they'll show anything about this protest in the last few weeks is whenever there was some sort of violence or there was some sort of looting, or they will talk about the protest in response of right wing criticism. Do you know what I mean when I say that? So they will cover the protest whenever some idiot right winger will accuse us of being Antifa. They'll bring that guy on. They'll talk to him. They'll interview them. They'll give him a lot of time. That's how they covered it over the course of the last few weeks. But the thing is, the Black Lives Movement has grown to the point and is so significant on culture that you can't have a media blackout on it anymore. There are so many people participating. There's so much information being shared on social media, for example, that you can no longer pretend that this thing is not happening. So, progressives have talked about for years theories about how to or how the media crushes working class movements. In my lifetime, we've seen the media demonize multiple protests, Occupy Wall Street being a main one of them, the same movement that fell victim to the tactics I'm about to talk about in this video. So once they realize they can't ignore the protest, and they realize that the right wing talking points isn't working because the people that buy the right wing talking points and MAGA as a general is only 30% of the population at best. And that's me taking the people that support Trump. The people that not everyone that support Trump repeats blind MAGA talking points. I want people to understand that. I know that for a fact because if you look at Medicare for All polling, if you look at polling from other issues, the Republican Party is to the left of the Democratic Senate. So 46% of Republicans support Medicare for all. You have a majority of Americans that support Black Lives Matter. Sorry, I don't remember the number on top of my head. I think it's around 67%, 70%. So we are winning this narrative. There's a small minority that was relying on to draw ire to this protest, and they use this talking point that I'm about to discuss now as well. So the next step in crushing this movement, now that they know they can't ignore it, is the classic old school trick of divide and conquer. The classic trick of divide and conquer. So what they're doing, I've seen multiple stories on this. The one that got the most traction is the Guardian story because what the establishment is doing and what they always do to stuff out these protests, they rely on a lot of useful idiots. And there's the leader of the NAACP in Portland. I'm trying to get his name, Ed Mondane. He went along with the Guardian and he was complaining about the massive amount of white allies that is marching the street. His complaint was that they are hijacking the movement, that they didn't put the work in. My response to Mondane is how do you expect to be successful without a multiracial working class? I don't know Ed Mondane's entire history. I don't know how he got in this position, and I'm not here to discourage that. But let me be clear. This is exactly why black people are in the shitty position they're in right now. Because of shitty black misleadership. Like I said, I don't know what work he did before, but if you look at his strategy, it is so bad to go against white allies that are helping us out. That is so bad. When I first read this article, I was thinking this is some CIA shit. And we know the playbook of the CIA is they infiltrate left wing movements. And if you think the CIA haven't infiltrated black leadership, you are out of your mind. Once again, I'm not saying I don't got evidence that Ed Mondane is part of the CIA. My argument is the argument he used is so bad it made that thought even come to my head. Literally every significant black intellectual ever will tell you the importance of having white allies on your team. MLK was legendary in embracing white allies. The civil rights movement was legendary for its time, for the amount of white allies they would bring in. And now we have the media in its Guardian post and useful idiots that are repeating the line that having white allies is somehow a bad thing. This is part of the problem with the media. And this is why the media is the biggest issue for progressives right now. Period. This is the biggest issue that progressives have to face. We've seen it with the primary. We've seen it with how they cover all the issues that we find that are important. You see how when they cover foreign policy as well. The media is our enemy. They gave billions of dollars to Joe Biden and free positive media coverage, just primary, while comparing Bernie Sanders supporters to redcoats and Nazis and smearing us. So once again, if you're one of the people that believe that our media in this country isn't doing the bidding of the ruling class and designed to do defense for them, you are a massive idiot. I'm sorry. It's 2020. We got access to information. We've seen them do this to protests year after year after year after year. And the media constantly gives progressives bad advice on purpose. And it blows my mind when I see progressive leaders follow the bad advice they give. When they follow the advice that you can't be too rough on the campaign trail because it may hurt the Democrat. Even though having a contested primary is exactly what happened during Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton in 2008, which made Obama even a stronger candidate when he went against John McCain. You need to have strong primary battles. And we have progressive leaders who took the advice of the mainstream media and went easy on Joe Biden. And now we're dealing with a potential neoliberal hellhole. Because Joe Biden still is silent on the Portland federal agents and the unconstitutional use of federal authority from the office of the president. The reason why is because he cannot wait to take advantage of that himself. And if you think the media is being complicit in helping Trump right now, can you imagine the media complicity that will surround Joe Biden? The media right now is trying to take out the Black Lives Matter movement. What do you think is going to happen when Joe Biden becomes in charge? They want to stomp this out before that happens. So continue on to the story because I went on my own tangent. The whole point of this article in The Guardian was attacking white allies for standing with Black Lives Matter. White allies standing for Black lives and working class movements is a good thing. I repeat, white allies standing in solidarity with the disenfranchised communities is a good thing. So when you see the media pretend that it's not, when you see the right wing pretend that it's not, just know they do not have your best interests at heart. And I'm checking Twitter. I'm reading the comments from the liberals, and they went hook, line, and sinker with it. It's like this Ed Mondane dude. Fucking idiots. The ruling class is terrified of a united, multiracial working class. And the media is obsessed with tearing that down. Compared to how the media treats right wing protests. When the right wing had their protests, when they were protesting the stay at home orders, when there was the Tea Party movement, hell, we can go back even back then. You had the media amplify, 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 put a camera on them. So we have people showing up at Congress people's homes in protest. And yet the media, for 1 second, didn't think that was worthwhile of cover. For the second time. But during the Tea Party movement, you had Tea Party protesters showing up at Republicans' houses, and there was massive media coverage towards that. And you want to call me a conspiracy theorist when I say the media props up right-wing protests? They black out left-wing protests, and then when that doesn't work, they discredit it. And when that doesn't work, they shot at you divide and conquer tactics, like they're doing right now. And you want to tell me my arguments against the media, and when I say the media is our enemy, you want to tell me that I'm not in the right. Someone explain that. And when there was a very small percent. If you look at the polls, the percentage of people who wanted to open up was very small. But then they had these protests, the Reopen American protest, that was 100% backed by Koch brothers and big industry. Because that's why the media was constantly pressuring out there. So they gave full coverage to this fucking protest. And you look at the picture, you look at the videos, very small compared to the left-wing protests that are being ignored. Look at the Black Lives Matter crowds and protests and movements. You're seeing massive, like I said, multiracial, worldwide protests on this issue. The media has been blacking out for weeks. And you have a few dumb rednecks that show up that want to reopen the economy doing the useful bidding of the corporations. But they get FaceTime. Now you know why the media is our enemy. Now you know why the liberals that cheer on this Guardian article is our enemy. So we need black progressives to get loud, man. Big props to Benjamin Dixon. He probably one of my favorite voices right now, man. Straight up. Cause he giving them hell. Hopefully, I'm giving them hell. I'm living their hair rent free right now. Check me out at Socialist MMA. I changed my name from at FlyTie MMA. Now I'm at Socialist MMA on Twitter. So please check me out there. I do my best work there. But hopefully you guys enjoy this breakdown. I got this new webcam. Well, it's not new. This is my computer that broke a long time ago. So once again, I'm still learning how to be a YouTuber. I hope you guys enjoy this content. Please subscribe, support me on Patreon because I'm trying to get better equipment so I can make higher quality videos for you guys. I appreciate you guys giving me a voice. Before I was just an angry black guy screaming to the void. Now I feel like I'm united with a new progressive family fighting for issues that are important to me. So please check me out. Please subscribe. I think this is gonna be a new era in my YouTube channel because I got a few projects lined up that I'm very excited for. So thank you guys for checking me out. This is Nick, the Progressive Martial Artist, signing out.